Some ask if visual novels are video games, but I think the more pertinent question is, are Telltale games visual novels? I've had endless debates. I've told them that Telltale games are basically glorified visual novels. Let me know down in the comments what you think. But let's come back to visual novels. The Visual Novel Fest started on Monday, and like all the various game fests, this is a celebration of upcoming games, more specifically, visual novels. There are a ton of visual novel demos out there, but honestly, it's difficult to ascertain whether or not you'll like a game because, well, visual novels are different. Like when you play a typical game demo, they give you a vertical slice. They give you a piece of the game to play and, you play the game, you fight enemies or whatever, right? Most visual novels don't have any real sort of gameplay element, so to speak, right? Visual novels are carried almost entirely by their story. Stories are difficult to evaluate because they're even more subjective than gameplay. There are a ton of games that could qualify as visual novels if not for the fact that they had gameplay bolted onto them, like the older Guilty Gear titles, or BlazBlue, or Persona. That said, there are some visual novels I want to highlight. Some I haven't played yet and some I've played all the way through. The first of which is Doki Doki Literature Club. It's a good introduction to visual novels because the original Doki Doki release is totally free. It's one of those games. Those types of games that look innocent on the surface, but deep down when you go further into the game gets more and more messed up. But anyways, it's one of those games that's best played blind, or as blind as can be. That said, there is an updated re-release called Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. It's $15 and includes extra side content and more ARG content. Next up is Valhalla, cyberpunk bartending action. It's time to mix drinks and change lives. You take the role of Jill Stingray, a bartender in a hole in the wall called Valhalla. Valhalla is truly one of the greatest visual novels to come out basically ever. Sometimes funny, sometimes tragic, but always endearing. What separates this game from most visual novels is how gameplay is conducted. The game is somewhat linear, but how the game presents its choices is quite unique. Instead of choosing dialogue options, you instead mix drinks. You can choose to follow their order. You can also choose to disregard that order, or perhaps give them what they really need. It adds a sort of gameplay element that's kind of lacking in a lot of visual novels. It also adds extra weight to the dialogue. You'll need to pay extra attention to dialogue to see what you should make. If you're looking for a deep story-based cyberpunk game, definitely check out Valhalla. Next up is Who is Lila? The main hook of this visual novel is you control your character's facial expression. You use your mouse to contort your character's faces into different emotions, and those serve as your choices. Of course, you'll need to contort your face in a timely fashion. I haven't played this one yet, but it looks super interesting, so I guess I'll pick it up now. Next up is Needy Girl Overdose, a sort of streamer e-girl simulator. As the producer, you manage this girl's schedule. You can also choose what kind of streamer she ends up being, whether she's a gamer, a weeb, or some sort of right-wing conspiracist. It's all up to you. It's pretty funny. Next up is a duology. Milk inside a bag of milk inside a bag of milk, and milk outside a bag of milk outside a bag of milk, both of which are fairly linear, fairly unusual visual novels focusing on a girl and her mental problems. It can hit very deep at times. With a unique presentation and art style, this game is sure to draw you in. Or at least it drew me in. Give it a shot. The game's fairly cheap. And finally, the next one I'm looking forward to is one called The Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood. It's a very unusual looking game, and honestly, I don't really know much about it. But it does look like you craft your own tarot cards to create your own custom fates? I'm not entirely sure what it is, but it looks interesting and super weird, and that's totally up my alley. Maybe I'll review it when it comes out. Yeah, I know, there's a lot of great visual novels that I didn't cover that people like Clannad or Nekopar or whatever, but honestly, man, I'm waiting for Type Moon to finally publish their visual novels on Steam. So wake me up when that happens, okay? If you liked this video, be sure to press the thumbs up button and spread the good gospel of high-tech lowlife. And if you want to see more high-tech lowlife, be sure to subscribe and press the bell icon for notifications. And for you enlightened individuals, be sure to join my Discord server. And if you wish to support high-tech lowlife, be sure to check out our Patreon page. Links in the description down below.